first time watching one of my videos, and today I'm just having a low-key Saturday, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to just have a long overdue chat about project life. So I've been mentioning since the summer that I really wanted to start a Project Life series here on my blog and on my channel because scrapbooking is a huge part of my identity and who I am. I love to tell stories, I love to write, I love to create, and I love to do that in so many different forms, whether it's pixels or paint or glitter, whatever it is. And Project Life and scrapbooking is an incredible opportunity to do that. So before I go too far into this video, what is Project Life? So Project Life is a sustainable system of scrapbooking developed by Becky Higgins in 2009, I believe. And so I've been following Becky Higgins since I started scrapbooking in 2003. She is my all-time favorite scrapbooker and up there with Kathy Zelski. And I just love both of them. I have every book she's written. I have every magazine article she's ever published. She's just an incredible inspiration. And she broke off from traditional scrapbooking in a very big kind of change in the industry and in our economy, just in our world. And she wanted to develop a new kind of a scrapbook solution, a new way of doing things that allowed her to tell her stories, but at the same time not be kind of weighed down by needing to tell them a certain way or document them a certain way. So I started, like I said, that is what Project Life is. And I started scrapbooking in 2003, so I walked into a scrapbook store and I knew my life had just changed. It was incredible and I couldn't even sleep that night. I was so excited with just this overwhelming desire to record my journey. So I was a senior in high school at this point and I was on a mission to get into a top 50 business school, to finish high school with a bang. I had like a million AP courses and I was like all about not getting distracted to a fault. And I was like, I don't have time for this right now, but I'm going to revisit it. So the minute I got into college, I walked back into the scrapbook store and I applied for a job because I wanted to know everything there was to know before I really got started scrapbooking. So I did, and I worked at that scrapbook store for 2 years. And then when I moved to San Diego to go to the University of San Diego, I worked in another scrapbook store for 2 more years. So, so behind me are my albums, and they go from 2003 when I started up to 2009 or 8 actually. And in 2009 I moved to Denver, which you may know if you have followed my channel or my blog, and I was just really focused on my career. I didn't have time to scrapbook anymore. When I was in school, I could catch up in the summer and I just had more time. And as soon as I moved here, I had 2 jobs and was building a life and I just didn't have time. And now I finally do. I've literally prayed for the time to dedicate to this because it's so important to me. So yeah, that is how I got started scrapbooking, and that is what Project Life is. So I thought that for those of you who have not scrapbooked before and you're wondering, you just want to know more about Project Life and you want to know what I would recommend for getting started, I have taken kind of a scrapbook room here and distilled it down into the things that you absolutely need. And as long as you have probably these 8 things, you can tell any story you want to tell, not counting pictures because that's kind of an obvious one. So, excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I could not stop coughing. So let's get into some of my essentials, or my 8 essentials. So the first thing I think you need to create a Project Life spread is, or you may need, I guess, is a paper trimmer. So part of the premise of Project Life is that it's no more glue, no more adhesive, no more trimming. You just print your pictures, you slip them into the pocket pages, and that's a wrap. And I think that's awesome, but I always have things that I need to cut down. So whether I'm cropping a picture or I am ripping something out of a magazine and I'm putting it in my Erin Condren planner, or I have, a movie stub, anything that I need to put in my album, a lot of times I need to trim it down. So I would say a rotary paper trimmer is a must-have. I love this trimmer. It's 10 years old. I would not use another one. And the thing that's great about this trimmer is it magnets. So not only does the cutting blade part open, but it magnets down, holding your paper in place. So you just put your paper in here and then cut, and it's that simple. And then I also like that it has this extendable arm so that you can line your paper up and ensure you're getting a really clean, sharp cut. And if you're type A like me, that is essential. So along those same lines, and this is linked below, all this stuff is linked below for ease, and they actually just clearanced out this one, and there's a few left on scrapbook.com if you want the pink one, but the new one comes in like a gray and yellow, so it's pretty too, and that one is linked below. So along those same lines, these titanium scissors by EK Tools are essential for me. They are so sturdy. Again, I've had these 10 years. All of this stuff I've had for 10 years. And I bought it once when I first started scrapbooking. I'm really, when I do something, I go all out. So I did all of my research up front so that I knew that I was making great investments. And none of this stuff is really over $20, but I wanted to buy it once and buy it right the first time. So these scissors, whenever I'm cutting ribbon, when I'm cutting something to put in my Erin Condren planner, when I'm just trimming things down that aren't going to be trimmed in like a linear fashion like I would use a rotary paper trimmer for, these are indispensable. I use these like every single day for anything I need a precision cut on. So, and same thing, the pink ones are discontinued, but the new ones are also pretty, and these are still around if you want to grab one before they are done. So, also adhesive. So I've talked about this in my Erin Condren videos, but Tombow adhesive is my favorite because it's permanent, but if you get it in a place that it does not belong, you can very easily just rub it off. It just you can just kind of, I don't know, rub on it and it comes right off. So even though Project Life is kind of allegedly no cutting, no pasting, I still do. There's always going to be things that I want to paste into my scrapbooks, and this is the adhesive I use to do that. Alright, the fourth thing is the corner rounder tool. So Project Life cards, which I'll show you in just a minute, they come with rounded corners. And so I like a uniform look. You don't have to do this, but I like to round the corners of my pictures to match those of the Project Life cards just for, again, a really uniform look. So, and this one is like literally a million years old, and they don't even make them like this anymore. So I linked kind of a newer one from a great brand that I would buy if I needed to replace this one. And then lastly, before we kind of get into some albums, is some great pens. So I've talked about these pens in almost every video or all the videos I think I have filmed on Erin Condren, and these are my favorite pens. They're the Stradler pens, and I got a lot of comments on my handwriting on the last Erin Condren video I filmed, and I was really flattered that you guys love my handwriting, and I've actually worked really hard on my handwriting. It's important to me, mainly for scrapbooking purposes was the reason I really kind of went to work on it. And I'm actually going to do like an improve your handwriting video that was requested because, yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that would be such a hot topic, but it's something that if you want to tell your stories, I think that it's important to tell them at least some of the time in your own hand. I know that if my mom or my grandma handed me a scrapbook, I wouldn't want it, you know, beautifully typed in like this gorgeous typeface. I would want it in their own hand. And so I didn't love my handwriting, so I went to work to improve it. And my number one tip for improving your handwriting is find pens you like. They don't have to be these ones. These are my favorite because the point is just thick enough. I think it's 0.3, and yeah, 0.3, and the ink flow is steady, and these are just, they're perfect for me. I love the colors, and I love the way my handwriting looks when I use them. So those are kind of my accessory type choices for essential things I think I would need to create a layout. And so now let's talk about albums. So of course you'll need an album for your finished layouts, and these are mine behind you, or behind me. And I use the Becky Higgins leather albums. So she just discontinued these albums, and in preparation for doing this video, I reached out to that team and asked them what's the story, because as you can see I have 12 of them, and the reason I picked Becky Higgins albums is one, because I think they're beautiful, the colors, the design, all of it. She's a scrapbooker, she knows what's up. and I wanted to make sure it was something that was going to be around, because if you're like me and you want a uniform kind of scrapbook look on your bookshelves, at the end of the day, that's me being me, and then I always kind of have the end game in mind to a fault. And you need albums that are going to be around when you need to purchase the next one when you run out of room. So she said that she had some manufacturing issues, or someone on her team who was so great said that they had some manufacturing issues and they will be re-releasing them in 2015. So the colors should be the same. If you want to get your hands on one of these albums or one of her leather albums in another color, these will be coming out for you guys to buy in the spring. So there's plenty available now, or just hold tight and you can just put them all in when she comes out with her new album line. So with that, I am going to open up one of these bad boys and kind of show you what I have in the form of Project Life cards or core kits. So as I mentioned, I stopped scrapbooking in 2008 when I moved to Denver, or I might have mentioned that. So my albums actually only go up to 2008, and these two just have empty pocket pages. So I'm going to show you some of those and some really distilled versions of the core kits. So let's dive into that. Okay, so this is one of my Project Life albums, one of the new ones, or the ones that don't have actual scrapbook pages in them, or scrapbooked pages in them, that just has my core kits. So each core kit comes with a title and end page, and I have all of these in one of my newer empty binders, and this is just like a little thing that comes in all of the albums that just says cultivate a good life and record it, and it just kind of keeps your pages laying flat. And these are scrapbook dividers that Becky Higgins also makes. These are the blush ones, I believe, and you can use them to separate your album by month or by whatever makes sense to you. So yeah, so this is the blush core kit, and it is the first page. And so as you can see, the core kits, sorry I keep bumping it, they come with 3x4 cards, and they come with 4x6 cards. So that is one of the core kits I have. I've been wanting to start Project Life for probably the past 3 years or 4 years, and so I have collected a few of them, which is terrible because I probably should have started before I collected them, but you know how it goes. So this is the end page of the blush, and I just love this one. This is the first kit. It came out a couple years ago. It's still available, but this was the first kit that I was like, okay, I get this new Becky Higgins philosophy of scrapbooking, and I'm in. And it was, you know, it's kind of in my colors. It's like all pink and teal, and you know, those are my favorite colors. So this next kit is the Maggie Holmes Flea Market Edition core kit, and it's just really pretty. It's really vintagey. I love the vintage cameras, and this is the second page of the core kit. So all of you haven't seen the inside of a core kit. They have a ton of different cards, but she just does special ones for the beginning and the end pages. This next one is the Dear Lizzie collection. I'm not sure if this one's still available, but it is pretty, very spring colored, and this is the end page. This one is the Aqua core kit that came out this summer. Beautiful. And this one is by Emily Lay, who does the Simplified Life planner. So as a planner junkie, I stalk anyone who has created a planner, and she's great, and her core kit is beautiful that she did in collaboration with Becky and team. And yeah, if I didn't say it, this is the Strawberry edition. And then lastly, this is my very favorite. This one is by Heidi Swapp. It's called Favorite Things. It also came out late summer, or the Strawberry and the Aqua came out early summer. This one probably just came out in, I want to say, August. And I got it 40% off at Michael's, and it is beautiful. This one is my all-time favorite. It's linked below, and oh, I love Heidi Swapp. I've been following her. There's kind of some folks in the scrapbooking world, like Heidi Swapp, Becky Higgins, Stacy Julian, and Kathy Zelski, that I have been following for a decade. I love everything they do, and so I was so excited when Heidi Swapp teamed up with Becky Higgins. So those are the core kits, and these are the pocket pages, as you probably can tell, and these are the standard pocket pages. So I have some other pocket pages that I got just kind of to have a variety, because I haven't started Project Life yet, so I don't know what's going to kind of be best, but these ones are 4x4, and I thought these would be great for Instagram pictures, and these came in like just a variety pack that I got ran out of space. Man, batting 1,000, sorry about that. So all of these came in a variety pack, and so there's just a few different styles. This one is a 4x6 and 2 3x4. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera. And then I also have ones here that are 4x4 and 3x4. And then in another variety pack, and this is probably one of my favorite things about Project Life, is I got at Michael's, again 40% off, a pack that had all of the standard enlargement size. So if you're like me and you have a lot of pictures laying around that are various sizes, like 8x10, 5x7, and you also have kind of memorabilia type things that are documents that are in like an 8.5x11 format. So this is one of my college diplomas. This one is my honors diploma. So my mom actually has my actual bachelor's of business administration diploma so I'm the first one in my family to go to college, and my mom is a single mom, so that was a very big deal for her, and just to get me there and put me through college or help me get there. And so she actually has my diploma. I need to go get another one made because she will not release that thing, and I want to frame it and put it in my office. So, and I also want to do the same with this one, but I haven't done it yet, so it is just hanging out in a file cabinet, and I just want to get everything in albums where it belongs. So all of my documents, all of my kind of random things like invitations and, just things that you save. And Becky has thought of all of this, and I love that about her. So this is just more like odds and ends as far as pocket pages that are in different sizes, and these are standard pages. But if you flip back here, she has created envelope pages, and all of the albums actually come with a 6x12 envelope page or pocket page, and you can put in like invitations, ticket stubs, concert tickets, whatever you have left over from an event. Even if you have put it in your album, if you haven't scrapbooked it, whatever you kind of have left over from a layout, you can put it in here. And for me, I'm actually using these to stage layouts that I want to do, and I haven't gotten to it yet, because I actually have like 2 of these boxes in my library here are full of just things that I've saved that are important to me that I want to get into albums one day. And so she has these envelope pages that I think are great for kind of keeping it with the year, with the pictures that go with the kind of ephemera, if you will. So that is what is kind of my Project Life basic toolkit, if you will, and I hope that was really helpful for considering getting started with Project Life, or what do you actually need, because Project Life has just blown sky high and it just keeps on going, and there's a ton available. Michael's is super overwhelming these days, and yeah, those are kind of just some of the things that I have chosen. And if there's anything you want to know that I have not mentioned, please leave me a comment. I would love to know what you guys use for Project Life, what your favorites are. My favorite part of making videos and blog posts is connecting with you guys and just sharing the things that I love. So I would love to hear kind of some of the things that you have found to be kind of indispensable, or if you haven't started Project Life, what else you want to know, or if this made sense. Yeah, so I will be back with another Project Life video next month, and hopefully it'll be me actually doing some Project Life now that I've got myself all organized. And yeah, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. It really means everything to me, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.